Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 411 based on novel. So let's start. The damaged miniature universe crumbled universe eras before. It was like a sieve, half of it was gone, and the membrane had holes of all sizes on it. The density of chaos air was the same as the outside. Boat of Mausoleum flew in along a hole on the universe membrane. The universe was completely destroyed already, and there were some bodies and space fragments floating inside it. I started coming here after huge axe creator died, and it's been only 9 days. The news shouldn't have been space. Luo Feng sat in the control room, yet he was nervous, as the trade was so important to the human race. Hope nothing goes wrong, he thought. The token received a message. Milky Way Horde leader. We've found you. I'll come to you now. Luo Feng was holding a token as well. He transmitted the message, I'll wait for you here. He glanced around. Boat of Mausoleum would be an obstacle, but he could see the outside world easily. He saw a black oval shape in the distance. It teleported itself. It arrived at only 10 million kilometers away from the boat. Milky Way Horde leader, give me the memory stones, and I'll give you 2 supreme true treasures, said North True Star Master. North True Star Master, I believe that we both want the deal to happen. Don't waste my time. The gate of Boat of Mausoleum was open, and Luo Feng was standing at the gate, wielding a stone blade. I'll be right here. Give me the 2 true treasures. Then I'll give you the memory stones. What if you don't? The towering black oval had a crack, and a portal appeared. North True Star Master stepped out. After one step, he arrived in front of the gate of Boat of Mausoleum. One of them was behind the gate. One was in the space outside the gate. They stared each other down. This is the memory stone. Luo Feng held a memory stone in his right hand. Trust me and give me the 2 supreme true treasures. North True Star Master looked at Luo Feng. He was very close to him. He wanted to attack him, but he knew that Luo Feng had already been strong, even before the inheritance. During the basic inheritance, he had defeated Blue Blood Knight and Deer Bug Master to become the sole inheritor, which meant he must have created fighting techniques of a Universe Supreme Master. And with those inheritance skills, North True Star Master wasn't sure that he could take Luo Feng down. Besides, the gate might be closed. Okay. North True Star Master threw out a world ring. Luo Feng waved his hands, and the red ring, which seemed to have flames on its surface, fell into his palm. His godly power sealed it, and his mind entered the world ring. He saw 2 towering supreme true treasures. One of them was a black pyramid, while another was a huge stick. They kept the promise, Luo Feng thought. The deal is to have at least 1 palace-type supreme true treasure. Easter Emperor Holy Land didn't play us, and it got me the Black Prison Tower. As for the other one, it's an attack-type supreme true treasure. I haven't even heard of it. It must come from the internal storage. He could tell that the stick was a supreme true treasure. Palace-type supreme true treasures were the most precious, while attack-type was inferior. That world ring was forged by our ancestor. North True Star Master smiled. Supreme true treasures are very forceful. Normal world rings might be crushed. Coined by the ancestor? Luo Feng weighed the ring and nodded. Is there other information about these 2 supreme true treasures? Milky Way Horde leader, that memory stone, North True Star Master laughed as he stared at that memory stone in Luo Feng's hands. Okay. Luo Feng threw it away. The memory stone flew to North True Star Master, who was greatly relieved. The detailed information of these 2 supreme true treasures? Luo Feng looked to North True Star Master. One of them is Black Prison Star, as I bet you already know, said North True Star Master. As for the other one, it's called Yang Jun. When they recognize you as their masters, you'll learn their information. What are the requirements? Asked Luo Feng. It's demanding on willpower, said North True Star Master. Black Prison Tower require Universe Masters to have the willpower of a Universe Supreme Master. As for Yang Jun Rod, it requires a Universe Master to have the willpower of a Pinnacle Universe Master, and it requires a Universe Supreme Master to have the willpower of a Pinnacle Universe Supreme Master. Okay. Luo Feng nodded. The worth of valuables could be discerned from the conditions for recognizing masters. Though most of them had requirements on willpower, they had different levels. Black Prison Tower had tougher requirements than Yang Jun Rod, while Shawu Wing required Universe Knights to have the willpower of Universe Supreme Masters, tougher than Black Prison Tower. As for Star Tower, it required Sector Lords to have the pinnacle willpower of a Universe Knight. As for the requirements for Undying Fighters, Luo Feng wasn't sure. Sitting Mountain Guest said that it was impossible for Universe Knights and Universe Masters to be recognized as its master. Besides, if someone failed, they would die, which was much tougher than Shawu Wing. Although Luo Feng had seen many valuables and had learned a lot about supreme true treasures, he'd never seen anything that would kill those who failed. Luo Feng had always thought that Star Tower must be more terrific and special. However, Star Tower was only mediocre up until now. As for Shawu Wing, it was mighty. Even the broken Shawu Wing was powerful. Of course, it was of the machine type, so its power could be used all at once. Unfortunately, Origin couldn't be used. If the memory stone satisfies our ancestor, there'll be another deal, North True Star Master said, standing in space and looking at Luo Feng. I hope that Milky Way Horde leader won't disappoint our ancestor. Relax, it won't, said Luo Feng. Okay. North True Star Master nodded, took a step, and arrived at the entrance of the Black Oval. The Black Oval teleported and disappeared. The gate of Boat of Mausoleum was closed. Luo Feng was relieved. Everything went smoothly. I got the 2 supreme true treasures. He walked back to the control palace, and he couldn't help laughing at how North True Star Master had reacted. He could tell that North True Star Master had wanted to attack him. However, North True Star Master was only an average Universe Supreme Master, as he didn't have a miniature universe. If you enter Boat of Mausoleum, I'll kill you, Luo Feng thought. No matter how powerful Universe Supreme Masters were, they would die if they entered Boat of Mausoleum. Everyone knew how dangerous it was, so nobody would enter. At the top of Thunder Island in the virtual universe, Primal Chaos City Leader sat beside a wooden round table. A screen was floating in front of him. Lots of information was on the screen, and it all pertained to the current situations of the human race. Ever since Huge Axe Creator died, Primal Chaos City Leader had been concentrating on the news. The human race was bringing all the Undying Fighters to the Primal Universe. However, the human territory was vast, so it would take a long time. Even if they were operating in the most effective way possible, without taking into consideration energies used, it would still take a long time. After all, they were scattered everywhere. Teacher? Luo Feng walked to him. Primal Chaos City Leader saw Luo Feng, and his eyes gleamed. How was it? Everything went well. I got the supreme true treasures. Luo Feng smiled. I've inspected them. These are both okay. Though their conditions for recognizing masters were not as tough as Shawu Wing, valuables were only powerful when their power was fully utilized. For Universe Supreme Masters, a Supreme True Treasure with 6 levels of engravings was the same as a Supreme True Treasure with 9 levels of engravings, as the other 3 levels of engravings couldn't be used by Universe Supreme Masters. One of them is Black Prison Tower. Luo Feng smiled. You know how Black Prison Tower works. It's really precious. As for the other, it's called Yang Jun Rod. It's an attack-type Supreme True Treasure, and it can also serve as armor. When someone held Yang Jun Rod, the material would extend to cover the user's whole body, forming armor. Although it wasn't a real Supreme True Treasure armor, it could rival Crazy Demon Extermination Godly armor. Yang Jun Rod is about strength, Luo Feng explained. It uses terrifying strength. The better the engravings utilized, the more powerful Yang Jun Rod will be. Oh. Primal Chaos City Leader frowned and nodded. Black Prison Tower is a perfect fit for your Uncle Darkness Master. As for Yang Jun Rod, it's better for Pengong Master. Only Pengong Master is good at using rods. Darkness Master? Pengong Master? Luo Feng was dazed. Teacher, said Luo Feng. You're the most powerful being of our race. With a Supreme True Treasure, you'll be a top-tier level 6 Universe Master. You should have that Black Prison Tower. Besides, Palace-type Supreme True Treasures are used for defense, so everyone can use them. Luo Feng wished that Primal Chaos City Leader would use Black Prison Tower, considering the status of Primal Chaos City Leader. It would be strange if Luo Feng, Pengong Master, and Darkness Master had Supreme True Treasure while Primal Chaos City Leader, who led the Primal Universe, didn't have one. Within Universe Ocean, in the deep region of the endless chaotic airflow, a boat of mausoleum was at rest. In the other direction, a crimson pagoda appeared out of nowhere, where it immediately transformed in a crimson streak of light. It flew toward that boat of mausoleum, and, while merely inches away from the boat of mausoleum, it vanished into thin air. Golden Horned Beast Body. In the hall, with a stone blade on his back, Luo Feng watched the Golden Horned Beast appear before him. They looked one another in the eye. Both pairs of eyes reflected the same steely determination. War? Luo Feng whispered. When Huge Axe Creator was annihilated, Luo Feng was aware that this period would be the most critical time for the humans. Universe Masters scattered all over Universe Ocean and the original stars were rushing back, so his Golden Horned Beast Body, which was initially deployed to the deeper region of the Universe Boat to obtain the legacy of Geofancy, was naturally summoned back immediately. After all, his Golden Horned Beast Body was holding onto Shawu Wings and Star Tower, which made up a total of 2 supreme true treasures. This was superior combat power altogether. During a war that would decide the fate of a race, such power was a necessity. If there is war, my original Earthling body and my Golden Horned Beast body can set off for war together, Luo Feng thought. His original Earthling body had the formidable Blood Ghost blade suitable for attacking even the toughest opponents. Even if pitted against a Universe Supreme Master, he would still dare to take up a one-on-one fight. Golden Horned Beast body had Shawu Wings. The godly blood stains on Shawu Wings could bring about extremely effective impact on willpower, especially when dealing with ordinary Universe Masters. It could simply wipe them out. And with the protection of Star Tower, it could easily deal with an enemy force as big as hundreds and thousands of soldiers. Each had different combat personalities. Come on, Luo Feng silently said to himself. He had already prepared himself. Perhaps in Universe Ocean, he would be at a disadvantage when confronting Universe Supreme Masters because his godly power was holding him back, but in the original universe, there was an ultimate limit of power. The 6th tier was the ultimate limit, and every Universe Supreme Master would be allowed to unleash their combat power to as much as this limit allowed before the original universe would start to exert suppression. It was a powerful suppression, so powerful that relying on Blood Ghost Blade, Luo Feng dared to fight the war. It was just a pity that he could only fight the war without being able to hold his opponent back. The initiative still lay with the opponent. After meeting up with Golden Horned Beast, Luo Feng boarded the boat of Mausoleum and speedily returned to the original universe. The trip to Anfram took him a total of 18 days. Primal Universe, Primal Chaos City, within Primal Chaos City Leader's Palace. Teacher? Luo Feng met with the other body of Primal Chaos City Leader that sported a more hideous appearance. You're back. Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. The other races are keeping quiet, not making any moves recently. They have yet to learn of the news of Huge Axe Creator's annihilation, I suppose? Luo Feng asked persistently. Not a single movement yet. Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. Maybe it hasn't been long enough, and internally, our race is keeping the secret well under wraps. When seen by any of those beneath us, the large-scale movement of undying spirits will appear as a lack of order, a messy commotion. As for those in Universe Ocean who may or may not have seen Huge Axe's miniature universe collapsing, we will just have to depend on our luck. Yes. Luo Feng nodded. If they were lucky, no one would pass by the place where Huge Axe's miniature universe was for the next 10 to 100 years. If they were unlucky, then perhaps that very day, some Universe Master would penetrate the walls of the original universe and make the discovery. It will be best if no one discovers it. The longer, the better. Primal Chaos City Leader gave a rare smile. If we can give rise to another Universe Supreme Master, that is ideal. You have brought the 2 supreme true treasures safely back, which is a contribution beyond words. Luo Feng nodded and could not help but ask, Teacher, the distribution of the 2 supreme true treasures. Let's go, we will talk when we get inside the virtual universe, Primal Chaos City Leader said. Oh. Luo Feng was left with no choice. Previously, he had talked Teacher into it. But it seemed like Teacher had already made up his mind that the 2 supreme true treasures would be distributed to Darkness Master and Pengong Master. Luo Feng was in disagreement because these treasures were his contributions. Of course, it made sense that they would be distributed according to his wishes, which was why Teacher and Disciple had both came to an agreement that the final decision would be made only after a thorough discussion with Pengong Master and Darkness Master. In the virtual universe, at the long stone table before Huge Axe's godly palace, the figures were now seated. They were Primal Chaos City Leader, Darkness Master, Pengong Master, and Luo Feng. The four of them were now the strongest beings of the entire human race, and they formed the four pillars supporting the race. Two supreme true treasures are brought back. Primal Chaos City leader smiled. They are Black Prison Tower and Yang Jun Rod. The special traits of Black Tower Prison. Brother, Peng Gong, both of you should know. I feel that it is very suitable for you, my brother. Me? Darkness Master was momentarily shocked. No matter how detached and aloof he could be, he could not help but feel his heart trembling because this was a supreme true treasure they were talking about. Brother, Darkness Master started to speak. Don't refute this, Primal Chaos City leader said with a nod. Your power is comparable to mine, even though in war you may be a bit less powerful. The help that Black Prison Tower can supplement me with mainly lies in providing me with stronger defensive ability. But for you, you can put it to highly good use in terms of attacking. In your hands, it will be able to unleash stronger powers. And Peng Gong, that Yang Jun Rod, out of us all, only you are skillful with the use of rod-type weapons to launch attacks. There is no need for you to decline any further. Peng Gong Master hesitated a little. True. Out of all the strongest beings of the human race, only he was skilled in using rod-type techniques, and now that the human race was facing a critical moment, he should not try to object so strongly. Yet if that was the case, would it not mean that he and Darkness would each be taking one supreme true treasure? What about Primal Chaos City leader? For countless years, Primal Chaos City leader had been known to be only second to Huge Axe. He was the most hopeful candidate for the next Universe Supreme Master. Primal Chaos City leader, you, Peng Gong started to say. Teacher? Luo Feng said. He was also hesitating, unsure of how he should go about persuading. If his persuasion worked, then the previous meeting with Primal Chaos City leader alone would have been more than enough to get him to agree with him. This is not just my decision. It is also Teacher Origin's decision. Primal Chaos City leader finally opened up. Teacher Origin's decision? Luo Feng, Peng Gong, and Darkness were all shocked. Suddenly, on an empty stone chair by that long stone table, a white-robed man appeared. Luo Feng and the rest quickly turned around and with great reverence, shouted, Teacher Origin. Looking at the white-robed man, the tension and pressure that had been weighing Luo Feng down of late finally loosened up a little. The human race still had Teacher Origin. Even when Teacher Origin was under eternal suppression, he was still able to provide humans with the original universe as their land of retreat. The few of you here are all quite powerful. Teacher Origin looked towards Luo Feng and the other three. If you all are given some time, together with the systematic guidance Luo Feng obtained from the ancient civilization, all four of you can be hopeful in becoming Universe Supreme Masters. What a pity that time is a luxury that the humans seriously lack at the moment. But if you all are pitted against any one group in a fight, given your powers and the supreme true treasures, you all should have nothing to fear. And yet, only Luo Feng has gotten the inheritance from the pulse of Du and Dong River, which is the same as saying the humans have gotten the inheritance. This time around, Huge Axe's annihilation, Teacher Origin's eyes flashed a hint of grief. Considering the numerous Universe Supreme Masters within the original universe, I'm afraid not many could remain unmoved. My human race will come to face all sorts of attacks, be it openly or in the dark, from the various groups of powers in the entire original universe. There is nothing else to fear. Given your powers, even if you are pitted against a Universe Supreme Master, under the limit set by the original universe on Universe Supreme Masters, you have nothing to fear. My only worry is that you all will be sealed. Sealed? Everyone's expression changed, Luo Feng along with the rest. Yes, even if they had other true treasures, or even supreme true treasures with them, there was a possibility of being sealed all the same. Once they were sealed, if they were brought to a certain miniature universe, they would certainly be at the mercy of their captor. And the strongest defense capable of resisting this seal, Star Tower and Black Prison Tower. When a supreme true treasure palace was pitted against a seal, the outcome would depend on which was stronger. When 2 to 3 Universe Supreme Masters join forces, first, they will surround you all so that no one can escape. Second, they will suppress you all with a seal right away. Teacher Origin shook his head with a sigh. Once you are being sealed, all will be too late, so you all must bear this in mind. Sealing you is very easy, but if you all are thinking of sealing a Universe Supreme Master, that is difficult. Luo Feng and the rest nodded. His words were so true. Even if the space ripples were locked down and teleportation was impossible, the speed of a Universe Supreme Master was still able to soar by leaps and bounds to reach a speed that was way beyond the limit of the universe laws. They were in total control when it came to initiating a war or not. If they wanted to leave, they could depart anytime. If they wanted to wage war, they could fight anytime. However, our human race does have some capital, too, Teacher Origin said solemnly. We have Black Tower Prison. And Luo Feng also has a boat of mausoleum, so we got to put them to good use. In this war, it will be better to lay low at the beginning, but the moment we start attacking, we must do so viciously. Make the other races feel the pain, fear, and hesitation. Then we shall have achieved something. At least there will be some effect on those other races who do not have much power but are just here to reap some benefits from us. This will send running. Primal Chaos City Leader, Darkness Master, Pengong Master, and Luo Feng all nodded. The 9 top powers in the original universe weren't the only groups that had to be considered. There were still various other groups like the Thorn Ring Alliance and many more. Many other groups of powers that were one notch lower in abilities might also find the human race an easy target for bullying and thus join in the siege. That would be a terrifying notion. For the distribution of true treasures this time around, Teacher Origin said, Darkness will take Black Prison Tower, and Pengong will take Yangjun Rod. As for Primal Chaos City Leader, you will take charge of the Primal Secret Region. You shall not attack recklessly. If Primal Chaos City Leader has to attack, that will indicate that the human race is facing its final stage of desperation. Luo Feng, Darkness Master, and Pengong Master hesitated slightly. Finally, all of them nodded. They all knew what Teacher Origin meant. Obviously, when there was the need to go out onto the battlefield, the race had to depend on the 3 of them, while Primal Chaos City Leader would be the last line of defense in the Primal Secret Region. Time passed. The human race had always remained cautious and maintained vigilance, so it seemed like the various races in the original universe and the other groups of top powers within the Universe Ocean were still oblivious to Huge Axe Creator's annihilation. Universe Ocean, within East Emperor Holy Land Universe. In a remote location within the vast East Emperor Holy Land Universe, Luo Feng had chosen a dilapidated universe that was nearer to the original universe to carry out their deal, but that place was much too far from East Emperor Holy Land. Even if North True Star Master were to teleport over long distances, he only managed to return to East Emperor Holy Land half a month after Luo Feng arrived back at the original universe. Within North True Star Master's palace. North True Star Master stood within his palace where a lone figure was suspended in midair. It was East Emperor Ancestor, who had appeared out of thin air a while ago and was radiating cyan light. Ancestor. North True Star Master bowed respectfully. I have gotten hold of the memory stone. Give it to me. East Emperor Ancestor looked down at North True Star Master with a glimmer of desire in his eyes. Yes. With a flip of his hand, a black stone appeared in North True Star Master's palm, Memory Stone. With a wave of his hand, the Memory Stone appeared before East Emperor Ancestor, who then looked down at it in his palm. The look in his eyes changed. He had desired it so much. Shortly after, a stream of light ray shone from East Emperor Ancestor's palm and enveloped the Memory Stone. Instantly, a large amount of information from the Memory Stone surged directly into East Emperor Ancestor's mind. Eastern Emperor Ancestor read the enormous amount of information he had with his eyes closed. North True Star Master was anxious. He knew how much the Ancestor valued that deal, and it would be a problem if something went wrong. Ancestor rarely shows up, yet he showed up quite a few times for the inheritance of Duandong River, and he said a couple of times that he's willing to trade everything. I hope the Memory Stone will satisfy the Ancestor. After a while, Eastern Emperor Ancestor was skimming through the information much faster than Luo Feng. He ignored all the experience at the bottom and started from the levels higher than Universe Supreme Masters. It was completely silent in the palace. Humph! Eastern Emperor Ancestor opened his eyes, and his eyes glinted fiercely. Ancestor, said North True Star Master. Damn it! That goddamn human Milky Way! Eastern Emperor Ancestor clenched his teeth. Ancestor, what about this Memory Stone? North True Star Master grew anxious. This Memory Stone does contain the information superior to Universe Supreme Masters. The Ancestor sneered. And there's a lot. However, the training experience in this Memory Stone is less sophisticated than mine. It's just a unique way of training. It hasn't even reached my level. It's useless. The Ancestor's voice shook the space around him. North True Star Master said furiously, Ancestor, that human Milky Way dares to trick us. We'll make him regret it. How? The Ancestor looked at North True Star Master. Are you going to the original universe? North True Star Master couldn't respond to that. None of the great beings from other universe eras, including the two Holy Lands, dared to trespass in the original universe, as they would die if they did. Then, we'll just let him have the two supreme true treasures, asked North True Star Master. Eastern Emperor Ancestor was thinking in silence. Perhaps North True Star Master felt distressed for the two supreme true treasures. They were nothing to the Ancestor. What the Ancestor did care about was that he'd been looking forward to the memory stones that contained more sophisticated training experience for so long, yet the training level in the memory stone couldn't even match his level. His hope was gone. He couldn't just let it go. Could he simply be blunt about it with Luo Feng? He understood that Luo Feng couldn't read the training experience superior to the Universe Supreme Master level, which meant Luo Feng did want to give a memory stone recording sophisticated training experience. Yet he wasn't sure how sophisticated the training experience was. Perhaps it's just bad luck? Perhaps Luo Feng has memory stones that have more sophisticated training experience. Eastern Emperor Ancestor still had hope. A token showed up on his palm. It was a communication token. The Ancestor transmitted the message. Luo Feng. Inside the city leader's palace, Luo Feng sat in a quiet palace, drinking. At one end of the palace were railings, and the entire primal chaos city was in sight when someone leaned against the railings. He looked relaxed, yet actually, 99% of his mind was in the space of inheritance in the boat of Mausoleum. An avatar of godly power was comprehending the path of Beast God. The avatar of godly power in the Ninth Abyss had already crumbled, as the so-called top techniques in the Ninth Abyss could be found in the inheritance of Duandong River, and he could find more detailed and comprehensive engravings. The best way to improve his power was to become a universe master as soon as possible. However, even if he hit the threshold and had cultivated enough, it might take him a long time to make the breakthrough, perhaps dozens of eras. If he was lucky, he could succeed in one shot, but Luo Feng hadn't reached the threshold yet. The time in the space of inheritance was 10,000 times faster than the time outside. Luo Feng thought. 1 year equals 1 era outside. No matter how long it takes, I'll become a universe master within decades. Huh? Luo Feng frowned. The token given by North True Star Master? Why is he contacting me now? Is it something about the memory stone? All the 3 memory stones prepared for the deal had training experience superior to Universe Supreme Masters. However, they weren't qualified to be included in the core inheritance, so it meant it was not sophisticated. At least it was weaker than Duandong River. Training experience at Duandong River's level was included in the core inheritance. He waved his hands, and a token showed up. A message was sent. Luo Feng. North True, Luo Feng responded. I'm Eastern Emperor, the message continued. Luo Feng was stunned. Eastern Emperor? That was the most ancient being in Universe Ocean. And judging from the size of the miniature universe, he must have been the most powerful being in Universe Ocean as well. I can't believe Eastern Emperor Ancestor contacted me directly and called my name. It's my honor, said Luo Feng. The great beings from other universe eras often called him Human Milky Way. Only a few of them called him Luo Feng. How are the 2 supreme true treasures? Asked Eastern Emperor Ancestor. Fantastic, answered Luo Feng. The only thing is, one of them is an attack-type true treasure. It'll be better if it's a palace-type or a domain-type true treasure. I've met your requirements, however, you didn't meet mine, Eastern Emperor Ancestor replied via a message. Although the memory stone you gave me does have training experience superior to the Universe Supreme Master level, there's too little of it, so it's useless to me. Luo Feng said, sorry. I can't read the material superior to Universe Supreme Masters, so I have no idea how sophisticated it should be. I can't argue with anything you said. Are you saying I lied? Eastern Emperor Ancestor sounded furious. No, said Luo Feng. I'm just saying that the experience in the memory stone does surpass the level of Universe Supreme Masters. I guarantee you, by my reputation, that the training experience in the memory stone is lower than my level, said Eastern Emperor Ancestor. It's completely useless to me. I require you to give me another memory stone, and I won't pledge it with any supreme true treasures. Luo Feng was shocked. Why did the Ancestor talk about his reputation? He understood now that Eastern Emperor Ancestor didn't want to trade his supreme true treasures for memory stones anymore. I can't do that, said Luo Feng. Firstly, I don't know whether you're telling the truth or not. I can't just give you the second memory stone without getting anything in return. Besides, we had a pact before. The first memory stone requires 2 supreme true treasures, and the second one requires 4 supreme true treasures. Your first stone is useless to me, said Eastern Emperor Ancestor. Why would I lie to you? Eastern Emperor Ancestor was infuriated. If it weren't for the superior training experience, he wouldn't have wasted so much time talking to Luo Feng. He was very aloof, and Luo Feng wasn't even worth his time. The only thing he valued was the inheritance of Duandong River. I don't care whether you lied or not, said Luo Feng. If you want the second memory stone, give me 4 supreme true treasures. Humph! Eastern Emperor Ancestor was furious and cut off the communications. Luo Feng glanced at the token, smiled, and put it away. Eastern Emperor? Luo Feng sneered. An old guy who can never step out of the Holy Land? Your reputation means nothing to me. Do you really think you can get the second memory stone without paying anything? Just wait and see, Luo Feng thought. He could tell that the ancestor wanted more advanced experience. As long as he really wanted it, he would say yes. Let's just see who's more patient, Luo Feng thought. At a membrane of the original universe. Hong! A towering being rushed out of the membrane, and a hole appeared. The towering being had 2 horns on his head with bloody hair. There were green scales on his body and black scales on his chest. He had 6 eyes, and another pair of tiny ears were hidden under his larger, pointy ears. He was carrying a strange weapon. Bar Lion Master looked around and whispered, "It's better to rush out from my god country out of the original universe. That giant black hole is too far. Okay, I'll head to Tilted Peak Sector now." He teleported himself. After only half an hour, Bar Lion Master stopped among the chaos airflow. He saw the towering miniature universe. "This is the miniature universe of Huge Axe," Bark Lion Master whispered. "I saw it every time when I went to Tilted Peak Sector. Why does it look different this time?" He was far from the miniature universe, and it just started to crumble. The surface was still intact and the space cracks were small, but the inner space had completely crumbled. However, it felt different this time. The miniature universe had been forceful and vivid in the past. This time, however, it looked dead. Bar Lion Master sensed that something was wrong. Huh? Bar Lion Master teleported himself to beside the small universe. Ah! Bar Lion Master was shocked. He saw the cracks in the miniature universe, and the chaos airflow kept penetrating it. He could even see some destroyed lands. Huge Axe. Dead? Bar Lion Master was bewildered. This video will end here.